We're born into our names, but we become family by heart. I'm Dustin Gruss, public speaker and family transition coach. When my wife and I found out in the beginning of 2016 that we weren't going to be able to have our own biological children just 7 months into our marriage, we were shook. Little did we know what lied ahead through our journey of infertility, foster care, and where we are now, having recently adopted our two beautiful boys. What we do know is every little bit of help we got along the way was priceless. And that's what we can expect with this podcast. Stories of inspiration and resources to lead you through that journey. From the heartbreak of infertility to the hope and blessings that come with foster care and adoption. We may have different stories, backgrounds, and names, but we're all family here. This is Family by Heart. What's up, family? Welcome to another episode of Family by Heart. I'm your host, Dustin Gruss, and I'm going to start today's special solo episode with a little fable called Selena, the Self-Confident Snake Fable. Sometimes Selena couldn't help but notice one glaring difference between her and the other jungle animals. She would shed her skin as much as 4 times per year. I wish my body wouldn't constantly change as much as it does, she said to her mom one day. I just don't know if my friends will love me the same with every change. Having lived through the same concerns in her younger days, her mom was empathetic. She shared some motherly wisdom with her daughter. Selena, honey, the only beauty that truly matters is the beauty inside. She continued, your friends love being around you because you have a big heart. Selena stopped to take her mom's advice. She thought back to the endless times her friends hugged her so tightly because she was so kind to them. You know, Mom, she said, I think you might be right. My friends have never shied away from me because my skin sheds. Selena began to accept that her friends gravitate toward her because she was a wonderful person on the inside. From that day onwards, Selena developed a deeper love for her character. Over time, her confidence grew, and so did the bond with her childhood friends. And the moral of the story is the beauty you exude from the inside shines brightly on the outside. Now, why am I sharing this story with you? If you recall my last solo episode, or if you paid attention to my social media, talked about my son Dracy and how he had a breakdown probably about a month ago. Talk about how his skin color was different than mine and my wife's. Now, I followed up and shared that story with our youth at our church in a youth program or a family program we have called Logos. And so I told them about it. And then I asked the kids in that group, a group of teenagers, high schoolers, what is one thing about yourself that you love or confident about, makes you feel good about yourself? In a group of about 7 high school kids, I was blown away that only one of them raised their hand to answer immediately. And she was much like Selena. She was empathetic. She felt how other kids felt. She paid attention to their feelings. But the rest of the group, they just couldn't think of things. And it just blew me away because in that group, there was some incredible individuals. They're talented artists. They're very intelligent. They're athletic. And they're all kind. And it just really blew me away. So we followed up the next week with the same question. Hey, over the last week, did you think about anything that you felt better about yourself? And again, it was just crickets. It was a delay. And I think we as parents and as society have to do better affirming our kids, affirming our children, and affirming ourselves, because really we are setting the example for our kids to follow. So I don't know, maybe the kids weren't seeing that from their parents. I hope they are, but we need to do better at that. So today's episode is going to be about how to overcome our self-doubt, how to instill more confidence in ourselves. And to kind of update you on where we've been with Dracy is we started going. We found a church that has a little bit more diversity in it to start going, like for myself and the boys, as my wife works at our church. Not as much diversity at our church, but we found another one, and it's been a really great experience so far. And we've been focusing on reading him books and talking about racism and prejudice and making him feel more comfortable and more confident in his skin. And I have a few books that I'll share with you at the end of this podcast that I think are good books to have and share with our kids. But let's talk about some ways to overcome that doubt, because doubting yourself, it creates a host of unfavorable scenarios and prevents you from living up to your full potential, because it holds you back. It makes you miss opportunities because you feel like you're not deserving in some way. It makes you feel like you're lacking uh, what you need. And really, we need to teach our kids that they are enough as they are. And, there's a whole, over the last few years, been a big movement on, well, do we give participation trophies or not? Like, you have athletes say, oh, I'm not letting my kids have participation trophies. They got to earn it. They got to earn what they get. Whereas some people think we're being too soft by telling our kids that they did a good job, way to participate, way to be a part of the team. And wherever you stand on that, that's up to you. But I think we need to tell our kids that they are enough as they are, because there is ridiculous amounts of suicide, of self unaliving going on in our community. And it it needs to change, and it needs to start with the parents teaching their kids that they're enough and teaching their kids how to treat other people. But let's talk about how to develop self-confidence for our kids and maybe perhaps for ourselves. So it's important to realize that you are just as deserving as anyone else. And really, you're we are all deserving as anybody else. So first first way to instill more confidence is to provide a reminder that the work was done. Make a list of, for your kids or for yourself, make a list of the accomplishments that they've had, that they've made, or that you've made. Show them the things that they've been able to do already and how great they already are. And that's a big one. A lot of people think, well, I haven't really done anything. I'm not good at anything. List the accomplishments that they've done. Could be sports, could be academics, could be times that they've helped out friends that you've noticed, or times they've been there to support family or friends. But make a list of their accomplishments and help them avoid shortchanging those accomplishments. They might say, "Oh, well, everyone does that. That's cool. Anyone can do that." Well, no, anyone could. Not everyone does, but you did. So make sure you avoid the shortcomings with that. 2, the validation is there already. Now, you might say, well, we shouldn't be looking for validation. And that's true. We shouldn't be looking for validation from outside sources. But the validation is already there because of the friends we've made, the grades we've received for the work we've done, the awards we've earned for our accomplishments. The validation is there. We don't get things just to get them. The validation is there. And so what? If you get a participation trophy, you were still a part of the team, and that is validation. Okay? So participation trophy or not, the validation is there. 3, track record of resilience. We have a track record of resilience. Now, some people might think first when I say that, well, it's really all the times that I've got knocked down or I've failed at something. It's just a list of your shortcomings. But no, I prefer to look at it as a track record of our resilience. It shows us the number of times we've gotten knocked down and we've gotten back up. It is our sign of strength and resilience and bravery and relentless pursuit of the things that we know we're capable of and that we deserve. So even if we fail at things, get up and keep trying. That is a track record of resiliency. And next, this is a big one. We're all deserving of goodness. Remind this to yourself. Remind this to your kids. We're all created equal from the perspective of human beings. Embrace all good things that are yours because they are yours and you deserve it. Embrace it. Don't just look at the things and say, like, well, I don't really deserve it, because you do deserve it. Embrace all the things that you have that are good because you deserve it. We're all deserving of them. And you should also avoid feeling guilty about speaking up. Your voice ought to be heard. So be confident and shine because you deserve to be heard. You deserve to shine. You deserve the good things that come your way when you put in that effort. So there you have some ways to help overcome that self-doubt for your kids or yourselves. Remind them of the great work that they've already done. Remind yourself of the things that you've accomplished. Remind them that they're already validated. The friends they have, the grades they've earned, the rewards they've gotten, they're already validated. You're already validated. You're a parent. In whatever way your family was created, or your aunt, your uncle, you're there for your family, for your friends. That is showing you that you are validated. Your shortcomings are not a track record of your failures. They're a track record of your resilience. You keep getting back up and you keep fighting. That is resilience. So even if you get knocked down, get back up. You're doing it again. And lastly, we're all deserving of our goodness. You deserve all the good things that you have. All right. So again, we've been making strides with Dracy, and again, going to church, showing him videos, showing him books. And so a couple books I would like to point out, depending on how old your kids are. Again, we got toddlers. So one big one for race that they've been doing, talking about color of our skin, making them realize that it's called Our Skin, a first conversation about race, by Megan Madison, Jessica Raleigh, and Isabel Roxas. It is a great book, and Dracy just loves it. Both kids like this book, and will interject like, that's not right, when it talks about people that believe one color is better than the other. So it's a great book. Another good one is I Like Myself. And this one is by Karen Beaumont, illustrated by David Catrow. It's a great book talking about, it's helping bring about your self-esteem and liking who you are. And then another great artist, or author, I should say, is Nancy Tillman. And this book is You're Here for a Reason. She's written many other great books, but Nancy Tillman is a great author, and You're Here for a Reason celebrates the reason that we are here on earth and just how important you are. So there you have, again, please just make sure you are doing what you can to instill confidence and belief in your kids and yourself. Be that example for your kids, and and really just encourage them, make them believe that they have wonderful things about them, and remind them of what those wonderful things are. Their smile, their personality, their humor, their laugh, just so many wonderful things. Their heart is where it needs to be. So take care of them, take care of you. And that's going to be it for this one. We have another interview episode next week. So we'll see you then. Remember, if you need anything, please feel free to reach out because we're all family here. This is Family by Heart. Nothing changes if nothing changes. A simple but powerful statement. It describes the action and response of life in the most natural way. And when things do change, they change quickly and pretty drastically. Believe me, I know. In just 2 years, I went from being a personal trainer to a painter to a full-time stay-at-home dad, back to personal training, and that's on top of all my coaching and speaking that I've been doing. And that video is actually from my online course, Goals to Greatness. And while people loved that course and saw success from it, one of the things I kept hearing is that it's getting kind of hard to log into an online course with everything going on in life. That's why I decided to make a change myself and turn my course into this very simple, easy to follow workbook. You can download a digital copy by following the links in my bio. It has all the same great lessons that are in the online course here in a easy to follow, go at your own pace workbook. Make sure you go pick up your copy so you can set your goals and move to greatness. Make 2023 your year of greatness. Keep moving forward and step up to greatness.